Hi everyone, and welcome to the channel. In this video, we'll be buying basil at the grocery store and regrowing ourselves a lifetime supply of this delicious herb. So let's get started. Basil is an incredibly easy plant to propagate and grow from a cutting. This basil I purchased was packaged 6 days before I shot this video, which I think is a real testament to this plant's resiliency and desire to regrow itself. As you can see, I've got a number of small stems here, which I'm going to get ready to propagate. I'm going to be removing leaves from further down on this plant and cutting the bottom of the stem with a crisp cut. Our ideal cutting will have 1 or 2 sets of leaves, as well as the new growth coming from the top. To get these basils started growing, we really just need to set them in some water. This is regular tap water, nothing special. If we really want to get fancy, we can use raw honey as a rooting hormone to help our basil grow new roots. I've got a full video explaining this process on my channel, and you can click that I in the upper right hand corner to learn more about that process. After we cover the bottom of our stem in that honey, we're simply going to put it in tap water like the rest of our plants. We rejoin these plants on day number 11. They've all rooted at this point and are looking really good. Our first plant here, we can see a number of roots emerging from the bottom of that stem. They're really starting to spread themselves out in multiple directions and are beginning to lengthen quite quickly. They are bright white color and look pretty healthy. The plant which we treated with honey has shown considerable root growth. You can see just how dense in number those roots are, really covering up the bottom of that stem. When the roots on these plants become 1 inch or more long, it's time to move the plant to its permanent home. If you're growing in soil, you'll want to dig a hole that's more than deep enough to completely bury the roots of your plant. Move your plant into that hole and fill in the dirt surrounding that area. Lastly, we're going to water this plant in, and it's good to go. Personally, I find it easier to grow things with hydroponics, so I'm going to move this into a reservoir with some nutrients. First, I'm going to put this plant into a net cup, trying to spread those roots out so that they can exit the net cup in multiple places. I'm filling the rest of the space in this net cup with clay pebbles to support the plant and help prevent light from getting down and into my reservoir. It's important to know where in your net cup your roots begin and end so that you're able to fill up your reservoir to the appropriate level. You'll want those roots to have access to water but not be completely submerged. Our plants need access to nutrients to stimulate new vegetative growth. I'm using the base Micro Grow and Bloom series by Future Harvest, but any hydroponic nutrients should do when growing a simple plant like basil. Once we've fed our plants, we can move them into some light. After a week of growth, these plants are looking okay at best. They're not as green or as luscious as maybe we would like. Young basil plants are a bit sensitive to receiving too much light and have a tendency to dry out and yellow. That may be part of what's going on here. Similarly, the leaves that underwent the propagation process often get dried out and damaged and don't ever really recover. Now that our plants and their root systems are a little more established, we can prune away any of those leaves which may have been damaged during propagation. While the plants are still small, it can also be a good idea to top them. Topping a plant will cause it to grow more short and bushy as opposed to tall and skinny. To top a basil plant, we want to travel up along our main stem, up above a leaf node, and cut away that new growth at the top. Removing the top from a stem is going to push growth hormone into those side branches. You can see the 2 small branches I've left here at the top of this plant. Those will now become the main stems, and this plant will become wider and bushier. The plant will now focus on growing these lower, younger branches, pushing them outwards and upwards. Your plants may continue to yellow in upcoming weeks, as mine did here. This is normal and there's no need to panic. These plants are struggling to keep properly hydrated as they don't yet have full root systems. What we're looking to see is strong new growth coming from these plants. You can see that some of my young, small leaves here are coming out with a nice, healthy looking green color. This is encouraging, as those old leaves are going to fall off, but that new growth will drive the plant forward. By week 8, these plants were starting to look really good. We've got full root systems down below and lots of new vegetative growth up top, which is coming out a nice healthy green color. At this point, you're free to start harvesting as much basil as you desire. Now, I do still have the odd yellow leaf or two, and my one plant is straggling behind, but for the most part, these are very easy to grow. You just need to stick with it, and they will take care of themselves. When harvesting basil, I find it's best to continue cutting stems just above a leaf node to promote new growth. Those new branches will now sprout up. This is going to promote a bushy, compact plant and stop the plant from getting too big and ultimately flowering. Using the same steps we have in this video, we can continue to take stems and use them to propagate ourselves multiple generations of plants. As you take fresh cuttings and begin that regrow process immediately, your plants are going to regrow quicker and look healthier throughout the entire process. As I mentioned earlier, the plants that I used to start were packaged over 6 days before I began this process. It becomes very easy to keep getting yourself a new basil plant and always have fresh basil available to you. I really hope this video helps you in your own basil journey. Please hit that like and subscribe button below. And as always, happy harvesting!